U.S. we had some more generic shit, plus like Donkey Kong things, and then Europe had like Euro pop, I think, like stuff like that. But I always remember because my favorite is Donkey Konga 2. That game's rated T.
What? I'm looking up the song list right now. All Star! Oh my god!
Oh, yeah. No, but before you get too far, Donkey Konga 2 has one of my most what the hell Nintendo things ever.
What?
One of the songs in Donkey Konga 2 is Send the Pain Below by Chevelle.
Is that really? Oh my god, there's quite a bit of songs.
Yeah. But, just so for anyone who doesn't listen to Chevelle's an alt metal band.
Yep.
But, Send the Pain Below is like a song about being like, I think it's like about being in an abusive relationship and not being able to having the courage to do it.
Me playing my Donkey Kong Bombas.
I'm like, why was that in Donkey Konga 2? It's a great song, but it's like, what?
The songs they also got too, like, it goes from Smash Mouth to Shaggy to Hilary Duff to Incubus.
Yeah. Like, Incubus was in there too, I forgot about that.
To Chopin, classic.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. On this episode, me and Alex are going to be taking a look at some alternative controller methods, particularly those from the 6th generation of gaming into the 7th generation, particularly also with motion controls, along with some of the more bizarre ones, like a certain set of bongo drums that were used to play a set of games on a certain cube-shaped console. It's kind of wild. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us as we discuss the games that shaped us. Let's look at some weird controllers. So, how you been?
Well, let's just address first that we haven't podcasted in quite a bit because this week the weeks have been insane with busyness. So.
Well, last weekend's excuse was all on me because I went out with coworkers after work and got shit-faced. So.
Yeah, but you need to do that.
Yeah, but the day-long hangover the next day wasn't good. So.
Well, yeah, that's never fun.
I lost an entire day because I was sleeping because I was in pain. I also haven't got hungover in a year, like 2 years. So
Yeah. No, if it were me, I probably would have been in the same boat, because I haven't been hungover since college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty miserable, and then we just kind of, it was like 2 weeks of just...
Well, I had like a business trip, well, it was like a training workshop, which was really cool, but because of that, like, we couldn't podcast, and I was just... Like, it's exhausting after doing one of those. Like, you're just tired and, like, getting back and the traveling. So, I was just tired. And then the next day, I had to stay late at work. So, it was just... And then you were busy last night, so we're recording on
I got to see some old friends that I haven't seen in a while, so that was good.
Aw, that's fun.
We had a fire.
It's good to see people.
We also drank a lot.
Also fun.
That's just what we do.
Yep.
We've done that for a while now. It's
Yeah.
just how life is these days.
Yeah. But it's always fun getting around a fire, have a couple drinks. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, though, it's been kind of a very long couple of weeks. We're in New England, so we just got hit by another massive heat wave. So.
Oh, yeah. The humidity today is it's been so hot this week, but the humidity today, it wasn't even that hot, at least for me, like, when I left my apartment today, but, like, the humidity was just, like, ugh, gross.
I just turned my fan off for the podcast, and I'm already just sweating because it's that hot.
You should put my old AC unit in your room.
I don't have enough room.
It could go in the window. It's not that big. It sticks out more than it sticks in the room. Like, it will fit. Trust me, it would fit.
I don't know.
You should use it. I mean, I'm not using it, so you should use it.
I don't want to be spoiled by one because I'm not going to have one all the time.
Well, if you move out to an apartment with air conditioning, then you'll be able to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we live in New England. We have two temperatures here. We have hot and we have freezing. There's no in between. So
there's nope.
Yeah.
It's just suffering.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'd say what we're drinking, but it's.
What are you drinking?
It's midday right now, so I'm drinking a black iced coffee.
Well, that's okay, because I'm drinking a cherry... Hiccup. A cherry hint. It's just water with a hint of flavoring, and there's no sugar. Also, speaking of no sugar, so I'm on a diet because I want to lose weight before ConnectiCon so I don't look obese in my cosplay.
Oh, shut up.
But part of it is you can't have any sugar. And the amount of products with unnecessary sugar is insane. Almost everything has sugar in it. It's nuts. Like, oh, and then a fun fact. I don't know if these numbers are exact, but the ratio will make sense at least. But I guess, like, in the 1800s, like, before technology, the amount of sugar consumed by, like, one person in a year was, like, 7 grams in total. And do you know how much sugar an average person consumes in a year now?
How much?
It's over 100.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. But half of it is because of, like, half the food you buy has sugar in it. Like, like just tomato sauce. I was trying to get, I got, like, spaghetti squash, and I wanted to make that because I can't have carbs either, so I'm trying to eat pasta without it being pasta. And I was just trying to find freaking pasta sauce, and it all has sugar in it. It's like, does this really need sugar? So
probably not, but
yeah. So that's my rant about how everything that we eat has sugar, but I'm trying to lose weight so I don't look fat in my cosplay.
Shut up.
Speaking of cosplays, are you going to cosplay at the Connecticut Con? I don't know what to call it.
I don't know yet. I'm debating. So.
You gonna do your Pokemon trainer?
Nah, I don't want to. It's gonna be too hot. That's the problem with that one.
Well, we will be at my apartment though, which has AC. So the only time you'll really be outside is when you're traveling from my apartment to my car, and then from my car to the venue. So
I'll see. I gotta think about it. I gotta worry about life right now. So
yeah, no, just saying.
Yep. No, but other than that, nothing much going on. I haven't watched anything and I haven't played anything because I've been too busy trying to live.
Well, I watched something. I watched something new. It wasn't One Piece, and it wasn't me rewatching Black Clover either.
Okay.
I watched The God of High School.
Okay.
It was on HBO Max, and it was dubbed. But it's actually pretty good. Like, I'd recommend it. And it's cool because it's like, it wasn't based off a manga. It was based off a manhwa. I think that's what they call it. It's a Korean.
Okay.
A Korean manga, basically. So it was kind of cool. Yeah, and the art style was different, and the animation was really good. It was actually made by Crunchyroll. It was produced by them, so.
Interesting.
I'd have to. It was based off. It was. Do you know what Webtoon is? Have you seen that before?
No.
It's like it's like mangas on an app, like people can post.
Okay.
But it was made by someone on there, and then they made it into an anime, and it was good. I really liked it.
Interesting.
And the intro and the outros are bomb. They're great.
Oh.
I download them on Spotify because they're that good.
Okay. Oh, that does remind me, anime-wise, though, the trailer for Yashahime Season 2 just got released.
Ah, nice.
And it looks like shit's actually getting explained, so
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that. So.
Explanation in anime? What are the chances?
Yeah, well, bound to. It's always the second season. The first season never makes sense.
I just sent you a GIF.
Okay, but yeah. Anyways, we do have a topic for this episode.
We do?
Yep.
What do you mean?
You're the one that proposed it.
Oh yeah, I thought it would be fun.
Well, anyways, for this episode, we're going to be talking about alternative controller options in gaming.
Yes.
Because sometimes that controller just doesn't do enough, and sometimes you just need more.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Or companies need more money, and people will buy it.
Yep. But yeah, anyways, so I figure we should probably go back to the earliest alternative controller methods that we experienced, and I think one of the first ones is the light gun.
Yes. The light gun.
On the old NES.
And we had one of the original ones, right?
Yeah, we had the gray one.
Because ours wasn't orange. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a gray ones before they painted them all red or orange because, but and we could shoot ducks.
Yep. I think that was like the only game we had that you could.
No, we had Duck Hunt and we had Hogan's Alley.
Oh, okay. Now I don't remember Hogan's Alley, but I remember playing Duck Hunt. What a good time.
Because Duck Hunt was always in the NES because we had the Duck Hunt Mario like combo cart.
Yep. Classic.
But yeah. So a basic explanation of how a light gun works is it's essentially there's like a sensor in the gun itself, and when you pull the trigger, it causes the screen to go black for a minute, and the targets turn into white boxes, and the camera in the gun picks up on the white box, and that's how it picks up on the targets on the screen. Yep. It's also partially the reason why they don't work on modern TVs anymore.
Yeah.
Because you can't use traditional light guns on like a flat screen or plasma screen anymore.
Nope, just doesn't work.
Nope.
That's crazy to think about, though. Like,
well, what's crazy is there's third-party companies now making like their own like guns for the NES.
Oh, really? So that you can. That's great.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. I've been tempted to grab one, but I don't have enough light gun games to really care right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to get it. Like.
Yeah,
when you want.
Because Sega had one as well. Because Sega, the Master System also had. It was like the Sega. I forget what it was called. But it was like black and it looked edgier.
Wasn't that one out of the edge?
Sega's consoles were always like edgier over in America. Like Did they end
up doing like an alternate paint scheme, or did they just not care?
No, theirs looked like a ray gun. Like
yeah.
It didn't look like a. Well,
it didn't look like a gun.
The Zapper doesn't really look like a gun either, but the Sega's looked like this. Like it looked like something you'd see in a Power Rangers episode.
Oh, okay, yeah. So not threatening.
No. So yeah, that was probably one of the first things we had, and then my second most distinct memory is the DDR dance pad.
Yeah, Dance Dance Revolution.
So
did we have like 4 of them? Didn't it come, or did it only come with 1? Or am I thinking of something else? I'm thinking of something else.
It was definitely only 1.
I'm thinking of the Twister. I'm thinking of Twister Move.
I found that, by the way.
You did?
Yeah, it's in the basement because I was looking for I was trying to see if we still had the DDR pad, which we do.
We do.
It smells bad, and I don't really want to pull it out. So.
I feel like that might need to be chugged.
I'm not touching it. So.
So you're gonna leave it to like Mom to touch it one day.
I didn't put it where it is, so.
Oh. Yeah, I would check that. I feel like
it's not like a like unpleasant smell. It just kind of smells like chemically, and I'm like, eh.
I think it always kind of smelled like that.
Probably.
Though. It always had like I remember whenever I pulled it out because I believe I played Dance Dance Revolution way more than you did.
attempted to play Dance
I
Dance
attempted
Revolution.
to play, and I
Also-
remember that mat always smelled, and it always would kind of stick to it. Like it was that
Oh, yeah.
type of rubbery plastic that would stick to each other.
You know what it
Yeah.
probably is? It's probably just the smell of the rubber breaking down, because those old things don't hold up nowadays.
Yeah, we should definitely chuck that. We should definitely throw that away.
I don't know, it might be fine. But, yeah, all I remember is that thing, like, DDR's fun every now and then, but you need, like, an actual, like, physical pad, not, like, one of those cheap mat things.
Yeah, or
'Cause that thing-
you need to like go to like an arcade and like authentically.
Well, you
play
can
it.
get, like, custom, like, these actual, like,
Oh yeah.
pads, like, that are actually good, like, not the little mat things, but...
Mm.
All I always remember is trying to play that. Your foot would stick to it, and you'd slip on it, and it wasn't fun. You know what? I remember more was trying to play other games with the DDR pad.
You would.
Well, I mean, what else was I gonna do with it?
Yeah. You
I
were
tried
gonna
playing.
dance.
I tried playing platformers with it. It doesn't work.
No, I wouldn't think it would.
Well, it's basically all they did is they just mapped all the controller buttons to different things on the mat. So.
Yeah, but it's using your body to play. I don't know. Oh! This is kind of off top. Actually, wait, no, I'll save it. Never mind. I'm going to save it because we'll talk about it. So,
All right.
I'll save
Yep.
it.
So, yeah, there was the DDR pad. I remember the DDR pad because there were so many different versions of that thing, like everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Every system had one.
Because
We had the
DDR was
PS2
like
one.
such like an. It wasn't. Yeah. Well, DDR was such like an easy thing to make for game companies too, because all they had to do was just get some music, like basically license out it onto their console. So
Oh yeah.
it was easy
All right,
money.
and another famous option also. We talked about it briefly in the past, but there was the iToy.
Yes.
The iToy.
The iToy. I think we played that for like a month and then we never touched it.
No,
again.
I gave it. Well, the problem is we had 3 games,
Yeah.
and 2 of them were unplayable.
So we had one game.
Yes, but yeah, the iToy was a very fascinating peripheral. It was essentially it's a webcam basically.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. But the way it worked was it would the way they would program games so that they would pick up your body movements on the webcam. You'd use your body to move stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remember it looked like the coolest thing ever on the commercials, because obviously the commercial always makes it look perfect and like
Yeah.
it functions. But I always remember too, like when you first started up, it has this like little like trailer that plays, and it would be like, okay, here's how you set it up, and it's like, all right, it's like we need a volunteer, and it's like these 3 people, and it's like all of a sudden it picks this like old woman, and it's like, yep, you'll do, and it's like, what?
What?
And it's like, now to explain how to use the iToy. If it does not pick you up, you might be standing too close. And it's like, this is like really, they tried way too hard for something. But it was funny because it only played on like early iToy games from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had 3 iToy games. We had, because we both had an iToy, as we've discussed in the past.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't both need one.
Nope.
And I remember because mine came with iToy Anti-Grav,
Yeah.
which was a hoverboard racing / extreme sports game developed by Harmonix, the studio that made Guitar Hero.
Oh.
Yeah, odd choice, but it's also
See-
like one of like the few iToy games that doesn't actually show you on the screen at all.
Oh, that's funny.
But I remember it being. I've played it recently to just sort of see, and it's obviously I think a childhood dexterity was probably the problem, but I remember it being unplayable. Now I can kind of play it, but it's still not very fun.
Yeah, it's still not super functional.
Yeah,
But this was
the-
very early motion control. Like, this was kind of very, very early.
I mean, there was earlier. This was one of the first significant ones that did
Yeah.
somewhat well, I guess. But and then yours came with iToy Groovin', which was
a dance game. Wasn't it basically Dance Dance Revolution, but, like...
it was more. matched the shapes to the screen to get points, and then
It was more Just Dance before Just Dance.
it was like Just Dance, but like brain
Crappier.
dead and half the content.
Yep.
Honestly, I have the two iToy Play games now. Honestly, iToy Groovin' could literally just be a mini game on iToy Play, like that
Yeah.
entire game.
That's so
But
funny.
the big one that we had that we played the most of was Sega Superstars.
Yep.
Which
That's the one I have the more memories of.
Well, because that one's actually a game,
Yeah.
and there's a great amount of content on it. I remember because it had the Sonic one where you had to like guide Sonic around the tube stages.
It had the Super Monkey Ball one.
Super
Because
Monkey
I
Ball,
remember playing the shit out of that one.
So I remember the Super Monkey Ball one just because it was basically you're playing Super Monkey Ball, but like 10 times more loose and harder to play.
Yep. And I played the shit out of it.
I remember you playing the shit out of it and falling off the stage every 5 minutes, but
Yep. It was really... I still played it, even though it sucked.
yeah. The one I remember the most is the Puyo Puyo one though, where it was like
That's the
there's Puyo
little
Puyo.
bean people, right?
Yeah.
The little bean people. Yeah, I remember the little
But,
bean people.
They're basically falling from the sky, and you have to
Yeah,
like.
isn't it just like you like tilt your arms?
You use your
basically?
arms to
Wasn't
like
it?
guide
Yeah.
them into different like holes. So you want the green ones in like one hole. You want the
You're basically
blue ones in
sorting
another.
them by color.
yeah, but it's really engaging, and it's one of the better working camera games.
Mm.
I remember
Well,
there was a Knights game that kind of sucked because you
Yeah.
just kind of flew around and it didn't work.
Wasn't there like a Billy Hatcher game?
Yeah, that was also you pushed eggs around and it didn't really work.
And wasn't there also a racing game? I thought there was.
No, there was Crazy Taxi, and I still to this day
Yeah.
don't know how that works.
Yeah, Crazy Dad. That's what I was thinking of.
That one's weird because you're supposed to like flail around and scream and stuff, and it gives you points. But I literally, to this day, don't understand how it works.
Nope.
It's an oddity, but it was still fun, and it was definitely. Ironically, that was like really our first introduction to Sega because, being Sony children, there wasn't a lot of Sega games that we really would have played, like, because all the Sonic games before Heroes were on Nintendo, and
Yeah.
pretty much every Sonic Team game was on the GameCube. Microsoft got everything else, so really we had Virtua Fighter and Shinobi.
Yeah. Well, we had Crash.
That's not Sega.
Oh, I thought you meant like for Sony games.
No, I'm talking about the Sega games,
Oh,
and even then,
okay.
Crash wasn't even an exclusive by that point.
Oh, whoops.
But yeah. So that was the iToy. The iToy was a cool idea that was
Yeah.
just too early for its time.
Yeah, it definitely was like they were really trying something, but it wasn't the right time.
Yeah. Now, one cool thing about the iToy though that I do remember is some games had like iToy integration into them.
Oh.
And a lot of that was basically you could use the iToy to take really low quality photos of yourself and put them in games.
So it's basically like a green screen. But you wouldn't have a green screen background, so I bet
No.
it would come out all fuzzy and shit around you.
You'd have whatever was in the background, and it was always terrible. But I always remember because you could do that in you could do it in The Sims 2 for PlayStation 2. If you could take pictures and have wall art of yourself in your Sims house, and it always
Oh
looked
my-
like shit.
That's hilarious. That's like actually a good like integration idea though. Like if they're
Oh, it was a
gonna do
cool
it-
idea. The problem was
Yeah.
the iToy's camera itself
It
was
really
crap.
shit.
It was a mid 2000s webcam. You can actually
Yeah.
get it to work as a webcam too if you do some finagling with it.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious if like you were like, cause some colleges are still doing Zoom calls, and if you like you did your Zoom call with this shitty camera, be like, I'm
With
doing
an
it with
iToy.
my iToy.
Not for nothing, I still think the iToy looks badass because it's like shaped in the same style as the PS2. It's a really cool looking
Oh
camera.
yeah, no, it was cool, but I'm zooming with my iToy.
I would love to just intentionally use the worst fucking camera possible.
Yeah. Well, then, like, especially, like, because some schools have been, like, making kids, like, turn their webcams on. And it's just, like, I'm just thinking it's so funny. Out of spite, use the shittiest possible camera.
Yeah. and a terrible mic, so you
Yeah.
sound grating as hell.
Did it even have a mic?
Apparently, because you're supposed to scream during the Crazy Taxi game, but
All
I
right,
don't.
here's my theory. They forgot to add the mic, but they still made the game.
Maybe that's why it doesn't work. I don't. I don't know.
Theory.
But
Theory.
But yeah, the so that was the iToy. Honestly, there's actually a lot more iToy games, but a lot of them are all basically the same. Like,
Yeah.
if you other than like honestly, the ones I recommend getting are the two iToy Plays and Sega Superstars because that's really all you need.
Mm.
But that's also too if you actually really need to play the iToy.
Yeah. My personal opinion, I think you're okay without it.
It's funny because video game cameras have been like a thing for a while. Like, because the
Yeah.
Dreamcast had one in Japan. We never
Oh.
got it over here. I don't even know exactly what it did.
Hmm.
The Game Boy had a camera too. That's a cool one.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a bunch of those. All right, now this is the one I've been wanting to talk about the most.
Okay.
So, do you remember Donkey Kong?
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yep.
Yep.
Haven't you just wanted to play Donkey Kong with bongos?
Hell yeah.
So,
Hell yeah. I'm surprised you don't have them in your lap right now and you didn't just pull them on the screen for me.
They're
I'm honestly a little
across the
disappointed
room right
you
now,
didn't
and I
do
don't really
that.
feel like pulling them out.
Well,
That
I'm
and they don't really
disappointed.
sound like bongo drums. They're really just giant buttons. But
Well, I'm still disappointed.
yeah. So what we're talking about is the Donkey Kong bongo drum controllers that Nintendo was pushing really hard during the GameCube era.
Yes.
So the bongos. I don't know really what Nintendo's goal with these were.
Nope.
Because they only worked with 3 games in America, anyways. Like I think it was 4 in Japan, and the flagship game for the Donkey Kong bongo drums was Donkey Konga, which was a rhythm. It was a rhythm game where you played bongos, and it was
That's
basically
hilarious.
all the drums was you had two drums and they were basically 2 buttons, and you
Yep.
could clap, and that was also an input. So the 2 games were you had Donkey Konga 1 and 2. There was a third one in Japan only. But what I still to this day find incredibly fascinating is Donkey Konga, the listings. So each region like had their own unique song selections. So like Japan had the best one because Japan's was all like anime themes and stuff.
Yeah.
U.S. we had some more generic shit plus like Donkey Kong things, and then Europe had like Euro pop, I think, like stuff like that. But I always remember because my favorite is Donkey Konga 2. That game's rated T.
What? I'm like
Donkey-
looking up the song list right now.
So-
All Star! Oh my god!
Oh yeah, no, but before you get too far, Donkey Konga 2 has one of my most what the hell Nintendo things ever. One
What?
of the songs in Donkey Konga 2 is "Send the Pain Below" by Chevelle.
Is that really? Oh my god, there's quite a bit of songs. Where
Yeah,
is
yeah, but just so for anyone who doesn't listen to Chevelle's an alt metal band.
Yep.
But "Send the Pain Below" is like a song about being like, I think it's like about being in an abusive relationship and not being able to having the courage to do
Me
it.
playing my Donkey Kong bongos.
I'm like, why was that in Donkey Konga 2?
You know,
It's a great song, but it's like, what?
the songs they also got too, like it goes from Smash Mouth to Shaggy to Hilary Duff to
Oh, yeah.
Incubus, like
Incubus was in there too. I forgot
to
about that.
Chopin, classic.
But it's funny because the Japanese track listing was like way better because it was all like anime themes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But yeah, the American track listing is so dated, it's not even funny. But send the pain below always got me because I was like, why is that in this game? I love that song, but what? Donkey
These are
Kong?
they're so random too. Like there's
Yeah.
no theme. Like because it goes from like you can play like a song from the Nutcracker, and then it's just like Usher, and then Incubus, and then Like, oh my god. But this is so the times. I mean, like, oh, that's so funny.
Yep. It was always funny too, because back when they had those little gameplay kiosks in like stores, they always had one regular GameCube controller, and then the bongo drums were always there for like that era because Nintendo was really pushing those.
I'm like trying to see what the Japanese song. I'm trying to find the Japan. Oh, Japan. Found it. Oh, there was also a European one.
Yeah, Europe had all three regions had their own soundtracks based off of music from those regions, which is I like and dislike at the same time because it's like I don't know. I wish it was all consistent at the same time, but also
Bill, one of the songs that on Donkey Konga 2 for the Japanese version was Orange Range, which was the third ending theme of Naruto.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
That's funny. See, that's fun, though. It's why do you want to play depressing alt metal on a bongo drum? It's just...
This is funny. The European version is actually... Some of them are the same, but some of them are different.
Yeah, like there's some that carried over, and then there was like certain like unique like entries, and it was... Oh
my god. I I almost had a heart attack. So I saw na na, but there was a ma above it, so I read it as Numa Numa. I was like, they had the Numa Numa song?
I forget what that's actually called. It has an actual name. But, yeah.
But, oh my god, I have to say, the European version, song list, is much better. It's much better. Because it has, like, Elton John, it had, like, Breakfast at Tiffany's, it had more different Incubus songs. Like, it had Drive on here.
Wait, what did we get for the Incubus song?
So there was 2 Incubus songs on the American version, and it was... Oh, we also got Drive. Okay, we got Drive, and we got Wish You Were Here.
Okay, those are probably their 2 biggest songs, so that makes sense.
Yeah. And then on here, they only got 1 Incubus song.
Oh, okay. So they just got Drive.
But they also had the Pokemon main theme.
Which one? Like...
I wanna be... the Pokemon main.
So Jason Page, okay.
Yeah, we didn't have that on ours though.
Odd.
That's so weird.
Yeah, Donkey Kong is a weird rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just like really confused. Like looking at some of these, I'm just like honestly, like it had That's the Way, that one.
Yeah.
And it had, oh my god,
Casey and the Sunshine Band. Yes.
Yeah. Casey and the Sunshine Band. It had trying to see, Jungle Boogie. Had Jungle Boogie. That's actually very fitting for Donkey Konga, I must say.
See, I still can't get over Send the Pain Below, but that's just me.
La Cucaracha.
Alright, we should probably move on.
I mean, but now I'm invested. Now I like...
Well, while you look at that, I have to start talking about... So there was a third game designed for the bongos, and it was an actual game. So what's interesting is the third Donkey Kong themed bongo game was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which was a side-scrolling platform game that you played with the bongos. And what I always remember is this game was made by the same team that would go on to make Mario Galaxy. Mm-hmm. But what's fun is the game's actually really fun. And you can play it with a controller, but I actually think it's better to play it with the bongos because they were designed around them. So it's like, to move right, you have to hit the right bongo. To move left, you hit the left bongo. I think to jump, you hit them both. I think clapping does something, but it's like... So you're basically sitting there like going like tap, 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 clap, tap, tap, double tap. It's like... You look like a maniac playing it. It's like... I always wanted to see someone walk in while you're playing that, and they're like, what are you doing? And it's like...
I'm playing my bongos.
Playing Donkey Kong. But I always remember because the game was really fun, and then it was... Eventually, it was one of the few games that was Nintendo ported to the Wii with the new play control thing when they were still doing that. And I always remember it because they changed it to you had to use the Wiimote and nunchuck to like drumstick it, I guess, kinda. And it wasn't as fun, I remember, because they actually had to modify level design too.
I feel like it wouldn't be as fun.
I just always remember because that one was like, that was a cool idea, and it's like, all right, they're actually trying something with these, and then they just gave up on them right after.
Yeah. I feel like it probably was like, all right, we made our money with this. We're good.
Well, they didn't because they didn't make their money because that's why the
oh.
game.
That's probably why it didn't get any more.
That's why we didn't get the third Donkey Konga because the sales of the first two weren't good.
I mean, it is pretty stupid. You gotta admit, like,
but it is the most Nintendo thing.
No, I agree, but I'm sorry, but it's stupid.
Oh yeah,
it's stupid.
It is. Oh boy. Well, anyways, guys, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Woo! Break time.
And we're back.
We're back. Oh, but I don't know what happened.
You okay there?
I don't know. I was trying to. I don't know.
All right.
We're back.
Well, anyways, so we went on a little journey with bongo drums, and now we're coming back to reality with. So we talked about the Wii in the past.
Yes, the Wii Woo.
The Wii. But did we really talk about the Wii itself, like its biggest defining characteristic? So, the Wiimote.
Yes.
The first alternative controller option that was not an alternative controller. The Wii. So here's what I always loved about the Wii. The Wii's alternative controller option was a regular controller.
Yeah.
Like, so Nintendo Wii, that was like literally the point where motion control finally came in.
Yep.
Like, we're gonna this is finally a thing that's gonna be like, you're gonna have to deal with it. If you don't like it, too bad.
And it was actually decent too.
Some games.
Oh,
the games that Nintendo made.
No, not every game was perfect, but like the games that were made well, they were good motion controls.
So, motion control is fascinating because there's a reason why Nintendo created the nunchuck. Mm-hmm. Because certain games you can't play with just a Wiimote. You need an analog stick.
Yep.
Like all the 3D games, like stuff like that. Because the worst Wii games were the ones that forced you to use the Wiimote on its side, or like the Wiimote by itself, and it was like, this doesn't work.
Yeah. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
It was also the age of plastic.
Yes.
Random plastic shit that you attach the Wiimote to play it. Like the Wii Zapper, it's a hunk of plastic.
Yep. It doesn't really serve any purpose, but it's there.
Well, here's my thing. The one genre of game that the Wii excelled at, arcade rail shooters. Because that is, the Wii is literally perfect for that. Because the pointer, so out of all the things the Wii struggled with, the pointer was the one thing it got right.
Yeah. It's
and
pretty accurate.
Like, House of the Dead Overkill is like one of the best like arcade shooters ever because it's so fun. There's the two Resident Evil rail shooters; those are a blast. Mm-hmm. Rail shooters were great. First-person shooters did pretty well too. Like the Call of Duties on Wii, not for nothing, are surprisingly pretty cool. Especially Call of Duty 4 Reflex Edition, I think is what it's called. That's an interesting, pretty cool game because it's basically you got pointer controls and it's the closest to like the traditional PC setup that you can get. Like it was cool, like games where like the Wii is interesting. I always said because like the games that were well designed for it were truly the best.
Yeah. The
games that it was shoehorned in at the last minute
were truly the worst.
The waggle fests, as you say. Like I love me some Wii tennis every now and then, but oh my god, that's not how you play. That's not how you play tennis.
I remember like us when we first like got our Wii and we played Wii Sports and we were playing tennis and like we were trying to be.
No, I was trying and then you just gave up and realized, oh, if I just swing wildly, I'll hit it most of the time.
Like I'm sure a lot of you have seen like the meme clips of like people playing Wii tennis where they're just like boop, 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 boop. Like and that's just how you play Wii tennis.
Oh yeah.
That's the proper form. If anyone says it's not, they fuck you. It is.
You know, the Wii also gave us so many like great sports games in particular came out for the Wii very well. Like as a guy who doesn't like bowling, Wii bowling is surprisingly fun.
Sorry, my favorite Vine it had Wii bowling in it. It was of it was of this little kid on a swing.
Okay.
And then they like tumble backwards and they go roll and they animate it so it like rolls down to the bowling pins. It's my favorite Vine.
Okay.
And it's like ah!
Okay.
It's so great. Look it up. It's great Vine. I'll look it up after the show.
Alright.
It's just like the grape lady. I have to explain things to Bill. I'm still
I've seen what you're talking about. I've just okay. But yeah, so the Wii was such a phenomenon that it spawned so many copycats.
Oh yeah.
See, my favorite was the cheap dollar store like motion control games that you could get at like those plug-and-play systems that had their weird little motion controls and they were terrible.
Yep.
I saw a bunch of those. And then, of course, you had the high-profile copycats where you had Sony introduce the PlayStation Move. With its so the PlayStation Move is something that
It makes me laugh every time I see it now.
So the PlayStation Move was literally Sony's Wiimote.
Why? Why?
So it's most distinctly known these days for its unique shape. Look it up, you'll understand.
Yeah.
But as for the controller itself, the PlayStation Move is actually like super precise. Like table tennis was so the PlayStation Move's version of Wii Sports was Sports Championship or Champions or whatever, and rather than copying Wii Sports in terms of games, they went with more interesting games such as table tennis, like ping pong, bocce ball, volleyball, archery, and my personal favorite, Gladiator.
Oh, yep. I remember seeing clips of that.
That one was fun because you actually had to move around and stuff. The table tennis was great because like you turn the remote and the ping pong thing would actually turn. Like it was super accurate. Bocce ball was fun. Volleyball was a pain in the ass and I didn't really get it. But
yeah, I feel like volleyball would be difficult.
Well, you're supposed to use 2 remotes and I only had 1. So.
Oh, that's kind of a shitty design.
Well, it was designed
with 1.
I guess 2 makes it better.
Yeah. I guess like they were thinking that you wouldn't be playing it alone.
Probably.
Sorry.
I mean, it was designed to be like a party game, but unfortunately, the PlayStation Move had no games, so.
Yeah. Oh. Just that one.
Well, no, it had games. It's just
they sucked.
It didn't take off as Sony hoped it would, because by the time it came out, no one cared about motion controls anymore. That ship had sailed.
Yeah, it was kind of like also like Nintendo already kind of had. If people wanted to play a motion control game, they just play their old Nintendo games.
Well, yeah, that and Sony's fan base wasn't really into motion controls anyways. So
they were.
But another cool game that the Move had was there was a game called The Shoot, which was basically it was a rail shooter set in like a film studio and. You know, it wasn't the most like demanding game ever, but it was kind of fun every now and then. First-person shooter games, because a lot of them had move support, were really fun. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think of the dumb ones. Like there was this one called like Downhill Racer or something. So it was like this racing game where you rode down hills in Japan on like office chairs. This was an actual game.
Oh.
It controlled like ass. That was the problem.
Yeah.
And then there was, of course, Ape Escape PlayStation Move, which was just a rail shooting Ape Escape game where you could occasionally swing a net around.
Yeah. Oh.
So you can see the problem with the PlayStation Move was A, no one cared, and B, it just didn't have games that were worth playing.
Yeah.
Like the best games on the Move, in my opinion, were the ones where it was thrown in as a bonus. Not like the actual games designed with it in mind.
Yeah. Huh.
And because I only have like a handful of Move games, None of them are particularly fun, from what I can remember.
No, well,
Honestly, the only reason the Move is even still somewhat relative these days is because it lives on as a part of the PlayStation VR.
yeah. And as a meme for its poor controller design.
Well, no, the design is great. It just looks like something else.
Well, no, that's what I mean by poor. As in, they didn't think this through all the way.
No, they didn't expect the world to have sick minds. But...
Well, then they didn't understand the world. We're all a bunch of sick fucks.
Yeah, we are. Now, so PlayStation kind of crashed and burned with the Move.
Yep.
Let's talk about Microsoft, because Microsoft they went an entirely different direction with their motion control idea.
Yeah.
Basically, they decided we're going to make the iToy, but better.
But longer.
So, it was originally announced as like Project Natal, and it was the whole gimmick was it was the controllerless controller, and it was like. And I remember seeing the first time I heard this and saw the concepts for it. I was like, "It's the iToy."
It's
like,
the iToy. You're copying the iToy.
And this was during the peak console wars too, so it was like all the Xbox fanboys who were laughing about the PlayStation Move. They were being all like, "It's like, haha, this is a fun actual controller. Like, it's super technical. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever." And I'm sitting there going like Sony already tried this.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
I'm like, no one's gonna care.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you see more of it, and it is actually a significantly more advanced piece of technology than the iToy ever was.
Yeah, that's why it's longer, because it has more technology.
Well, because it actually, it has cameras that are worth a damn, but it also has, it's designed to actually track motion properly and stuff. And so I didn't get one at launch because obviously I didn't have an Xbox at the time.
Yeah, so it's kind of silly.
I didn't get a Kinect until there was there's a chain of stores that are popular in Europe called CEX, and they had a very brief period where they brought them over to the States.
Huh.
And I remember going to one, and I remember because they had Kinects for sale, and they were literally $5. They had 20 of them. And I was like, $5 for a Kinect? I'll get one, sure. Why not? I can finally play Sonic Free Riders.
Yeah. I can play Sonic Free Riders, the best game ever made.
I got Sonic Free Riders because it was in a Walmart bargain bin for $5. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll play it at some point. I mean, I'll get a Kinect at some point.
That's where it belongs.
No, it doesn't even. It's not even worth. It's not even worth $5. But
all right,
yes.
So it belongs in the trash can of Walmart, is what you're saying.
Yeah, with Sonic 06.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, the Kinect. I will admit, the games that it's well designed. So it had its own Wii Sports ripoff called Kinect Sports, which is even less original than Sports Champions. But
yep.
Kinect Sports was actually developed by Rare of all companies.
Huh, that's funny.
They had a brief period where they were strictly working on Kinect stuff.
Huh.
And they made Kinect Sports and Kinect Sports Season 2, and I played a bit. They're not bad. They're surprisingly well made. The problem is it's motion controls, and I just can't care long enough to actually get into something like that.
Yeah, and you also don't have the right space for it, too.
No, I don't have nearly enough space for that. But there was also the obviously Sonic Free Riders. Mm-hmm. My God, so I mentioned iToy Anti-Grav for not being able to function. That makes Sonic Free Riders makes that look competent at times.
Really?
Because oh my, Sonic Free Rider has broken menus. Because that was a big thing with the Kinect. You could scroll through menus with your hand motions, and the damn thing didn't work half the time. It was great, but I always remember because Sonic Free Riders is one of those games where you get exhausted trying to play it because it's such a pain, and then that's the problem with a lot of Kinect games. They're just not fun to play in long periods of time. There's another great one I got for the Kinect called Dragon Ball Z for Kinect. it's basically a first-person Dragon Ball Tenkaichi game, and it's just flailing in like crazy shit, and it's like, this isn't fun. This is nuts, like insanity, and I'm like, I don't know what to think right now. It's just, you know what game was fun on the Kinect though?
What?
Fruit Ninja.
Oh, hell yeah! They like developed that into like arcades now. Like they're on their own little arcade stands now.
I was at a friend's house before I had a Kinect. I was at a friend's house and he had Fruit Ninja on his Kinect, so I was playing it. I'm like, this works. This is fun.
But this is it's okay.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, we look like idiots over here, and it was interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, after the Kinect, we had. Do you remember the Wii balance board?
Yes, because it told me I was obese when I was 12.
It told everyone it was obese because it was like. It told everyone they were obese because it didn't measure like your proper like body weight shit, right? Because
but it didn't have the capabilities to do that.
No, it was very basic. I mean, it was a cool idea.
No,
but I remember because
if it wanted to be accurate, like it would have you like actually take measurements and calculate it. Like if it really wanted to be accurate, but like it wasn't that accurate. But I'm still obese to this day because of it. No.
No. But yes. Yeah, I always remember that because they would always try incorporating that into other games as well. Like I remember it was incorporated into Wii Music, that train wreck.
Oh. I don't remember that.
I always remember it just because the E3 presentation where they had the one guy pretending to play drums with it. It was the bass drum. I
feel like that would break it. Like I feel like
you don't slam your foot on it, you tap
it.
Yeah,
but like I mean if you're obese and you're sitting on if the Wii Fit is telling you you're obese and you're jumping on it, then
no, you're not you don't jump to play drums, Alex.
I don't know, like the bongos, like you just running. Oh, something fell. I dropped something. I don't know what it is, but something fell. I heard a sound.
Yeah. Then that also brings us into now the modern systems, where pretty much all of these companies have given up on motion control.
Yep.
For the most part. Because the Kinect was initially a big part of the Xbox One, and they dropped that thing fast.
Yep.
Like, they were not having that anymore. And then there was also the so the Move was basically incorporated into VR, which is the new big thing. And then the Switch is the fascinating one. Because the Switch kind of has motion controls. Because the Joy-Cons are sort of motion controls in a sense.
Yeah.
But they don't use they don't use the same technology. They instead use like gyroscopes.
Yeah.
And like one of the biggest games I've used with the Joy-Cons so far is Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah.
Which is you're playing an RPG with a Pilates ring.
Yep.
And it works surprisingly well.
I have something to bring up. Remember at the beginning of the podcast where I was like, oh, I'll bring it up later. Well, now I'm bringing it up. So I have an Apple Watch, and I recently figured out how to actually use like the fitness settings so that like it actually records workouts properly. Yep. And like I was looking through and I was trying to, they give you like a set of workouts, but you can add more workouts too. And guess what workout I found?
What?
It actually has in there, it has like video game fitness, like as a workout option. And I'm like, oh my god. I actually thought that was pretty hilarious because, let me find it again. Oh yeah, see? Fitness gaming! See? Oh, I don't know if you can, you probably can't see. It's really hard to shove my wrist into the camera. But fitness gaming is an option, so I just thought I'd let people know because I found that. I was like, oh, that's kind of hilarious.
Oh, you know what actually reminding me of this of? You know what's something that I thought was hilarious that the Kinect tried to do?
What?
Racing games, because it was like, I'm pretending to drive, but I'm not holding anything, so I look stupid. I always remember Yeah. At least with the Wii, they gave you a plastic wheel to put the controller in.
Yeah, at least you didn't feel as stupid.
I always remember
Even
that. I'm
though,
like,
again, though, that's a waste of plastic because it doesn't add, like, all it does is make it easier, but it's just a
well,
piece of plastic.
it's like one of my favorite Scott the Woz jokes where he's like, it's like, where there's like a racing game compatible with the Wii wheel, and it's like it's a piece of plastic. Every game's compatible with it. I mean, it's so dumb, but I
Yeah.
love Nintendo shit like that because it's
Yeah.
all dumb.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there was any racing games for the PlayStation Move. Now that I think about it, because the way it was designed, you couldn't really hold that thing sideways
No. No.
with the big ball on the end of it,
Yeah.
and everything. So
Is there any other games that you can use the ring?
not yet that I know of. It's mostly just Ring Fit Adventure.
I'm gonna Google it. Oh, there's boxing.
Well, there's Fitness Boxing. That's the new game. Fitness Boxing 2.
And then, let's see. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
They're making another one of those?
I guess so. I guess it's already out. You can buy it on
Yeah.
Amazon. It was for Tokyo, 2020.
Oh. Interesting.
I'm
I don't even remember that.
like trying to say. I think it's only.
I'm pretty sure the Ring Fit thing is only for Ring Fit Adventure right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Still one of the greatest ideas Nintendo's ever come up with, though.
Mm.
Like, Wii Fit was boring as hell.
Yeah.
Let's just make it a frickin' RPG, because that'll do it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
like,
it's
get
really
people-
fun. I mean, some of the battles are horrible because it's like you're dying because it's like just one more, one more Pilate.
I also love that the like monster character. I'm like looking on the website right now. It's like this demon, but he's still wearing like one of those like
He's a
almost
he's
like one of
basically-
those boxer like
he's
one, like
the
a
he's the stereotypical
wrestler outfit.
He's the stereotypical gym meathead, basically.
Yeah, those do very much exist.
I know that's what he's a parody of.
Yeah. I gotta
It's
play
a-
this again. I gotta play it because I can record it with my Apple Watch. That's
I need to get another Switch dock so I can set that up in the basement
yeah.
because I can't play that in my room. It's too
No.
small, and it's also upstairs, and you can't do that upstairs.
Well, I was trying to see if it was 2-player because I thought maybe when you like come visit, we could both play, but it's only 1 player.
I know, unfortunately.
I hope they like do that with the second one because like
If they make a second one.
yeah, if they do. I mean,
See, here's the thing. I'll bring a TV in a separate dock, and we'll have side by side.
I have another TV in my apartment.
True.
Just need to move it because you're not playing it in my bedroom.
Well, yeah. We actually see this podcast has shifted from alternative controllers to fitness.
Yes, we're just talking about fitness.
Well, because the Pilates ring is such a good idea that I hope they do more with it.
No, I hope they do too. I feel
Honestly,
like
it's
a
more
waste
of the
if they
Switch
don't.
just being the Switch is just so ahead of its time,
Yeah.
and that's
Well, it's funny too because like I just looked up like Ring Fit Adventure, and like the first things that popped up were like articles about how people legitimately used it to lose weight. And it's like because
Well, 'cause
it's an
it's a really
actual
good idea.
workout. Yeah.
and it's not just a RPG too, because it also comes with like workout suggestions and ideas.
Yeah. It's also
Yeah, I really-
fun too, cause like especially like kids being it's a great way for kids to be active.
I'm actually going on eBay now to find a separate Nintendo Switch dock.
Ah,
Because I need another dock so I can set it up the TV I have downstairs.
yeah.
Because then I can just bring the Switch down and we can go from there. It's like easy.
There's actually quite a bit of Nintendo Switch. It popped up in an article. Looking up to see which ones that you can like. There's actually quite a bit of like games like where you can get a good workout from what I've seen. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Strikers, that's fun. It just popped up. I don't think Persona 4 Strikers is one of them, but you can buy Nintendo games on QVC, I guess. It's interesting.
I didn't realize QVC was still a thing.
It's Lori! Lori Grenier. I hope it's Lori's the right one. From Shark Tank!
Okay.
Shark Tank, Bill!
I don't watch Shark Tank.
Why?
We've completely lost the plot now.
Oh, wait. This is just a funny thing from Shark Tank, though. I was watching, like, one of the really earlier episodes, and I just thought, like, this person must be, like, steaming right now. Because when she went on the show, it was, like, back when the show first went on years ago. And guess what her product was?
What?
Patterned face masks.
Ugh.
She must be like, ugh, now. Like, she must be so angry now.
Hindsight is 20/20, literally.
I know. And you know what's funny, too, is, like, some of the original products were just like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, there was this guy who wanted to implant Bluetooth into our ears, and he charged it by putting this little probe in your ear. Look it up! It's nightmare fuel. It's nightmare fuel.
So I just bought a second Switch dock. Because it was like $30 and I was like, okay.
Good job. Oh, you can play Just Dance on it?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was Just Dance. There's a Zumba.
Alex, Just Dance was still coming out for the Wii.
True. Alright, I'll have to do that because, like, there's actually quite a few. Oh, there's a game called Jump Rope Challenge where you just jump. That's fun with your Wiimote. With your, not Wiimote, with your Joy-Cons.
With the, oh, did you ever play 1-2 Switch?
No.
I played it at a friend's house once. So this is kind of motion control related. Alternative controllers, but whatever. But that was like the pack-in game. Well, not pack-in, but that was like the quote, I guess the Wii Sports or Nintendo Land for Switch.
Yep.
And it was like, it's just a collection of mini games, and they're bizarre. Like, there's one where you legitimately milk a cow. Yeah,
what?
it's very Japanese.
I'm looking this up right. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about that, yeah, that makes sense. It's very Japanese.
But yeah, I remember that one. I was like, what the hell is this?
I'm like looking up the. Oh, and is it like the game characters are like people?
Kinda, something like that.
Oh yeah, here's the cow milking. I found it.
Yeah, it's that 1-2 Switch. That's a fascinating game.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
That reminds me though, all the the random third-party add-ons for the Wii back in the day.
Yeah, there was
all these. Do you remember the Nerf gun?
The Nerf gun. Oh yeah, we had the Nerf gun, but we never used it. We
never
used
played the game. We just used because the Nerf gun. It was like a fake Nerf gun that you could put a Wiimote in to play this rail shooter thing.
Yeah.
But it came with an actual a set. The part where the Wiimote goes in, it actually came with a real Nerf gun. Mm-hmm. That you could put into that, and it basically just turned it into a functioning Nerf gun. So we just used that to shoot each other with.
Yeah, we didn't use it for the right reasons. We just used it for the wrong reason. Oh shoot! Well, this game kind of looks cute. I don't know what it is, but I was looking at Nintendo Switch games, and it just popped up. Cute little game.
There's a lot of them on the Switch store. That's a whole honestly, that could be a podcast in itself, the weird world of the Switch store.
I have to buy Miitopia. Remind me to do that at some point.
Yep.
Buy Miitopia.
I can do that?
Because I want to play that. That would be fun.
Yeah. Well, we've completely lost the plot, so I think we should probably wrap this one up.
Alright. Well, any closing...
Oh, actually... One thing I forgot I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The Wii and motion controls gave us one of the greatest characters in video game history.
Who?
Reckless Wii Safety Man.
Oh, yeah. You sent me that earlier.
I love this thing because it's like literally every Wii game starts with that picture of the make sure your wrist strap is locked in and like don't throw. Be aware of your surroundings, and they always have this picture of this guy who's like flailing around, hitting people and breaking lamps and stuff. And it's he's basically become Reckless Wee Man.
He has his own
Reckless,
fan page.
Yeah, Reckless Wee Safety Man. I love those pictures because it's
vote
like
for vote for Reckless Safety Notice Man for Smash.
I would. The Wii Fit trainer's in there. I'd play as him. But yeah, that one's crazy. But I just wanted to bring that up. Well, anyways, we should wrap this up now because we've completely gone off the rails.
I definitely think he should be in the next Smash Brothers. Screw the yoga lady. I want the Reckless Safety Man.
Yes. Well, anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and Collecting Podcast is made on Anchor Podcasts. And you can easily find us on all your major podcasting platforms, such as Apple Podcast and Spotify Podcasts. And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, at Twitter being at GNC_podcast, and on Instagram being at gaming _ collecting _
That's a mouthful.
Anyways, guys.
Also,
yeah,
you said that very fast. Like you were like, I was like, whoa! I was impressed by how speedy. Because if it was me, I would have been like, speaking is hard.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, thanks again for joining us as we discuss the games that shaped us, and we will see you all later.
See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.